Sometimes the most incredible discoveries aren't on land at all, are they? They're deep, deep beneath the waves.
That's right. Miles down sometimes.
Exactly. And today we're diving into, well, just such a story. Thousands of enormous, really vibrant eggs, they call them mermaid's purses, which is quite evocative.
It is, yeah.
Belonging to the Pacific white skate, which is pretty elusive itself. And the location, get this right, near an active underwater volcano off Vancouver Island.
It's the location that really makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That connection between, intense geology and the very start of life.
Absolutely. It kind of flips the script on where we expect life to thrive, especially in the deep ocean.
It really does. You think volcano, you think destruction maybe, not nursery.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive is exactly that, to explore the significance of finding all these skate eggs together. What's it telling us about deep sea life? And how does a, well, fiery underwater volcano become a haven?
A safe place, yeah.
We've looked into some really interesting reports, mainly drawing from Earth.com for this. So let's get into it. That 2019 expedition, the one led by Charisse Dupreez, what did they actually find down there?
Okay, so they encountered this underwater volcano, an active one. It rises something like 3,600 feet from the seabed.
Wow, that's substantial.
It is. And it's deep, about a mile beneath the surface, maybe a little less. But the key thing was, it wasn't quiet. It was actively venting warm, mineral-rich water.
So not just a dead rock.
Not at all. And that thermal activity, that warmth in those minerals, it was supporting a whole ecosystem. Quite diverse, actually.
A deep sea oasis,
There you go.
basically, fueled by the Earth's heat.
Okay, and these mermaid's purses, the eggs, they're not small, are they?
Oh, definitely not. These Pacific white skate eggs are huge. We're talking like 18 to 20 inches wide.
Inches, not centimeters.
Inches, yeah. They're really quite substantial. And think about the energy cost for the female skate to produce something that big.
That's a massive investment. It must be part of a very specific strategy for surviving down there. Precisely.
Yeah.
And then there's the gestation time.
Right, I read about that. It's unbelievable. How long?
Around 4 years.
4 years for an egg to hatch. That's incredible. So how does the volcano's heat fit into that picture? A 4-year wait seems risky.
Well, this is where geology and biology really intersect in a fascinating way. That warmth coming from the volcanic vents, it basically acts as a natural incubator.
Okay.
The water around the vents is slightly warmer than the surrounding deep sea, which is typically near freezing. That little bit of extra warmth probably speeds up the embryo's development inside the egg case.
So it shaves some time off that 4 years, or makes it viable at all.
It likely accelerates development, yeah.
Yeah.
Gives the young skates a kind of a head start, maybe boosting their chances of survival once they hatch into that really tough environment.
A volcanic incubator. That's an amazing image. Nature finding a way. Let's talk about the skate itself. Bathyrraja spinosissima. What do we know about it?
Well, it's a deep-sea specialist, adapted for the cold, the dark, the immense pressure. You find them typically between, say, 2,600 and maybe 9,500 feet down in the Pacific.
That's incredibly deep.
It is. And their size, both the eggs we mentioned and the adults, they can grow up to about 6.5 feet long. That's an example of what scientists call marine gigantism.
Where deep-sea creatures sometimes get much bigger than their shallow water cousins.
Exactly. It could be related to factors like maybe food availability, slower metabolism in the cold, or maybe fewer predators at that size. They're just really well adapted to those harsh conditions.
So this specific spot, the summit of the volcano, it's not just warm, it's become a crucial habitat. Charisse Dupreez, the biologist, she described it as, what was it, almost a coral garden and a safe nursery.
For juveniles before they descend into the deep. Yeah, that quote really captures it.
It paints a picture, doesn't it? A safe zone.
It really does. It suggests that the area offers more than just warmth. Maybe more shelter, perhaps more food for the little ones right after they hatch, before they have to brave the deeper, more challenging parts of their world.
So the sheer concentration of eggs there really points to how vital these geothermal spots are.
Absolutely. It's prime real estate for skate reproduction, it seems.
And thinking about it, this isn't the only time scientists have seen something like this, linking volcanic heat and eggs, is it?
No, that's a good point. There was a similar sort of observation back in 2018 near the Galapagos Islands.
What did they find there?
They found skate eggs, smaller ones, mind you, maybe around 4 inches or so, clustered near hydrothermal vents there too.
Okay, so different species, different location, but the same basic idea, using Earth's heat.
Exactly. It suggests this might be, a more common strategy for deep-sea reproduction than we previously realized. Underwater geothermal features could be playing a really significant role in the life cycles of various marine species.
Wow. It just underscores how much we're still figuring out about the deep ocean, doesn't it? What are the sort of broader implications here for marine science, for biodiversity?
Well, huge implications, really. First, it just highlights the complexity down there and how much is still unknown, still undiscovered.
Mhm.
These geothermal sites are clearly hotspots for biodiversity. They act like natural laboratories, allowing us to study how life adapts to and even thrives in what we'd consider extreme conditions.
And finding so many of these giant eggs right on an active volcano.
It strongly suggests that this kind of volcanic activity is way more important for marine life cycles than we maybe gave it credit for.
So it opens up whole new research questions, like how these animals actually cope with the specific chemistry and temperatures around the vents.
Precisely. And there was that follow-up expedition in 2023 where they actually saw a Pacific white skate laying an egg right there at the Canadian site.
Oh, wow, they witnessed it.
Yeah, direct evidence, invaluable for understanding their reproductive behavior in this unique setting. Plus, there's evidence suggesting it's not just this one species using the site.
Other animals might be using it as a nursery, too.
It seems likely, yes, which just broadens the ecological significance of these volcanic habitats even further. Studying them, protecting them becomes even more critical.
That brings us straight to conservation, doesn't it? If these places are vital nurseries, fragile ecosystems, what does this discovery mean for, how we explore the oceans and our duty to protect them?
It's a huge wake-up call, really. It tells us that our conservation efforts need to look deeper. Literally, we need to include these unique, often overlooked deep-sea habitats.
Because they're vulnerable.
Very much so. Think about climate change altering ocean temperatures, even in the deep. That could disrupt these delicate thermal balances that the eggs rely on.
Ah, right. So preserving these natural incubators becomes even more urgent?
Absolutely. We really need collaboration researchers, conservation groups, governments to make sure these vital marine sanctuaries are protected for the long term.
It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What else is down there? What other incredible secrets are hidden in the depths?
That's the exciting part. What other unique adaptations, what other ecological partnerships are happening in these extreme places that we're only just starting to get a glimpse of?
So if we were to sum this up, this discovery, the skate nursery on an active volcano, it really just highlights the hidden wonders, the incredible complexity of our oceans.
Definitely. It challenges our assumptions about where life can exist and thrive and underscores how important these unique deep-sea habitats really are.
And it makes you think how seemingly harsh geological features like volcanoes can actually create these essential havens for life.
It really does. It should spur us on to explore more, but also to protect more, especially these least understood parts of our planet.
And thinking about our listeners, especially any UPSC aspirants tuning in, notice how interdisciplinary this is. You've got geography, the underwater volcano, the vents, you've got environmental science, the ecosystem, the adaptations, and biodiversity, the skate, the potential other species.
Absolutely. It ties together so many crucial themes. Understanding these kinds of unique ecological relationships, the interplay between geology and life, that's really valuable knowledge.
For mains, definitely, but potentially for prelims too, those specific details about adaptations or unique habitats. So if you found this deep dive useful for your prep or just fascinating, please do like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment if you have more questions.
We'd love to hear them.
And just to reiterate, our information today was primarily drawn from Earth.com. So until our next exploration, keep diving deep into those studies.